Oh no, I look stupid. Okay. I do look stupid, but this is how I look in the mornings because my hair is very curly and very problematic. So I decided the new way to do it, because I'm gonna change my hairstyle pretty soon because I know that I've gotten some mean comments about my hair. But I'm in the middle of changing my hairstyle. But before we get to that point where it's grown out enough to fully change it to what I'm looking to do, I am like styling it in a way that like puts it all like really tight up here. And then later on in the day when it's dry, I'll like go through it and then it looks like fine. So in the mornings, I always look like really stupid, and I like don't have a blow dry or anything, so I just look crazy. But hi everybody, you can't even freaking see me. Hi everybody. Oh, not my alcohol. Okay, so I want to intro this properly before like I really get into the stuff that's going on today. Hi Patreon, I'm so happy that I'm here and that I'm gonna be able to film this today. It's been a while since I posted like an actual like month video for here. The last one I posted I think was in June, something like that. I know that was like right when I had gotten sent home from my spring semester. And so I'm finally back here now. I just wanted to sit down for a second before I like fully start my day and talk about what these videos are gonna be, because they're gonna be a little bit different than what they used to be. The Patreon videos that I used to post on here were like ramble styled videos. Whoever was in the $10 tier would submit topics for me to talk about, and then those topics would go in the poll. The people would vote on the poll, and then whatever one had the most votes, that's the video I would do. There were a lot of moving parts there that honestly just didn't really work, I don't think. I thought a way to make these a little bit more fun and chill and sort of give more of an insight into who I am and some of the things that I used to do that I don't do anymore would be to turn these into more of like a conversational vlogged styled video. What I mean by that is, instead of having a topic and sitting down and talking about that topic for like 30 to 40 minutes uninterrupted, I think it would be more fun to turn these into like going through my day, talking about things, keeping you updated with what I'm doing. Unfortunately, I can't do this today, but what I wanted to do in the future is like drive around and have like things that like I'm gonna do for the vlog. I'm thinking of things like going to get a new book from the store or like going record shopping or things like that. Just things where like you can see the day, you can like see things that are going on. And like today I am gonna do things, but today is Halloween. Today is the day before NaNoWriMo. But today is just like a lazy Sunday as opposed to like another day next month where it might be like the middle of the week where I'm gonna be in classes filming. So basically the way that we're gonna go about things is the $10 patrons, one of their benefits is the fact that I'm gonna post like a monthly discussion board is what I'm gonna call it. And those people can just put things they want me to talk about. They can ask questions. They can just basically say whatever they want to say in there. And then in this video, I'm just going to like talk about it, which we'll do later. But thought I would intro that before we get into anything else, just because I wanted to, I don't know, I just wanted to do that. So I'm going to make some breakfast. Part of me is like, maybe I should freaking film it. But like, my breakfast is like an egg. So like, I don't know if that's exciting. But let's do it. Oh damn, we're recording. Not a good idea to record this. I'm not good at doing like montage things. Oh my gosh. I started recording and then I literally had like none of the ingredients that I needed out. This is so embarrassing. First I put the bagel in and then I get the meat out and I put this on here. I do about 1.5 meats. Then we put it in the microwave. We spice up the egg a little. Oh, we got a bagel ready. I was trying to make these like a cute little montage, but the way you can't see anything. What if I put it here? I'm gonna stop recording this. This is stupid. Here's the finished product. I normally don't put a top bunny on there because I personally believe that the bagel to egg and cheese ratio is not quite there. And there is like meat hidden, but I don't like the taste of the bagel, so I like the just one bagel. I don't have much plans for the day. My weekends are typically spent doing work for school or getting homework done, and it used to be working at Starbucks, which I think that we need to talk about. But I used to work both days of the weekend, and since I quit Starbucks, now my weekends are normally spent like getting work done or preparing for the week. And today I don't have much to do. I'm probably going to at some point get some work done or go somewhere to get some work done, just so I can like feel a little bit less stressed about the week. But for the most part, today is just gonna be about getting ready for NaNoWriMo, which is tomorrow. And also just kind of hanging out around my apartment. I don't really have much going on today. And so I might go for a walk or something because it's kind of nice out, but I do want to talk about Starbucks because I made a video that I randomly like quickly filmed like a couple weeks ago where I was just talking about my thoughts on my new video and sort of my return and stuff. And in that video, I talked a little bit about my experience with Starbucks and how I quit Starbucks and how it was very drama. So I felt like I would share it here. It's the type of thing where it's like, I was convinced truly that like I had lost my mind, and I literally like, was I crying in the bathroom? Yes. So I'm gonna like explain, and then we'll just talk about like my last few shifts, okay? Something that happens at Starbucks to me constantly is the fact that I never felt like anybody ever respected me like as a barista or like even as a person. We're talking like customers and then like occasionally like my coworkers. I loved a lot of my coworkers. Like there was 2 or 3 or I think like 4 or 5 that I was really, really close with. And there are people that like I still talk to and like I still like I will go in to see them. But then there's other people that I really, really do not like at all. One girl in particular, it's actually really upsetting now that I think about it. There was a girl who was a shift lead, and she was like hated by everybody. Like from the moment that I got there, people were being like, oh, this girl, like they're just like talking trash about her 24/7. And for the 3 or 4 months that I worked there, I wouldn't be caught dead saying a single thing bad about that girl. I felt like I understood her. I felt like I understood where she was coming from. A lot of people just like hated the way that she would like direct people or like criticize people, but like I understand it's her job. She's a shift lead. She wants to get promoted. She's like trying to be a manager one day, so she's just trying to make people do the job so that our manager would see what was going on. And like, I understood where she was coming from. I understood that maybe she just took the job a lot more seriously than everybody else who was working. So at the end of the day, I was never upset if she was like directing me around. It was like, oh, that was my bad. And so I remember for weeks, everyone would be shitting down this girl's throat. And every single time I would just keep my mouth shut and I'd just be like, I think she's misunderstood. Like, she's just trying to do the best she is. I would never say anything about it. I would like agree if people were saying that like she was being like maybe bitchy. I don't know. I don't like saying bitchy about a woman, but like, well, we'll talk about that. But I understand why people don't like her, but I understand why she is the way she is. And so one morning I show up for like I don't remember, it was a really early shift. I think I got there at like 7 or 8. And I was there and I was like kind of tired, but like I had had coffee and I had sort of like pumped myself up before I went, just because for a while, both days of the weekend, I was working from like a very early hour of the morning to like 4 or 5, where it literally just felt like I was there like all day and I was just losing my mind. I was just minding my own business. I got there, my other friend who I live for, she was working too, and like we were talking and whatever, and the mornings are normally pretty slow, so it was just the 2 of us. And almost right away upon me getting there, this girl is like talking trash to me and like criticizing every small thing that I was doing. At that point, was I like on the verge of quitting? Yes. So it's not like a big drama. Like I think at that point I had filmed my YouTube video where I was explaining that I was coming back. I had videos planned, things I was working on for like when I would start actively posting again. I feel like I had one foot out the door already, but at the same time, I was not like slacking on the job. I knew that I was still getting paid. I still wanted to do a good job. I all of a sudden was getting criticized for things that I had never been criticized for. I was getting like called out for things that were like tiny and not big deals at all. And then instead of it just being like, hey, this is what you did, just know that for the future, it was like always very aggressive from this one girl. An example is we have like big like cubes, like plastic cubes where like we put beans in there. We'll use it to like measure water and stuff. And so I remember I had done the dishes and I had like set them to dry because when they're out of the dryer, they get like steamy and wet on the inside. And probably like a half hour, 45 minutes had passed, and I was like, okay, they're obviously dry now. So I had just like grabbed it and like, I was like barely thinking, I was just like you know, like working really fast because I was doing a good job and I was like making sure I was getting stuff done. And this girl, like, I don't know where she appeared from, but like she appeared from like somewhere in the shadows and was like, hey, you need to make sure those are dry before you do that. And it was like kind of, I made it sound nice. She was literally like, those aren't dry. You need to like make sure they're good. And I was like, oh, I was like, no, I like took these out probably like 30, 45 minutes ago. So like they're fine now. And then instead of just being like, oh, okay, it's not a big deal, she was like, let me see. And so I like took it out and there was like 2 or 3 drips of water. And she was like, these are not dry. And it was just like very, like at the end of the day, it's like, okay, she's just like in a mood today. It's like, whatever, like I just moved on. We only worked together for like 3 or 4 hours, but I swear every 5-10 minutes she was being like, Caleb, and like basically like criticizing something I had done. There was one point where it was me on the register and the food and the coffee, and then my friend just on the bar. One point where like nobody was in the store, nothing was going on, and so I walked over to my friend and I like talked to her for literally like a minute. Like I think a minute might be stretching how much I was talking to this girl. As I was going back over, a mobile food sticker had printed out, and it had literally probably been there for 5 seconds between like me walking over, talking, and then coming back. Nobody's in there. Nobody's waiting for their food. The food would take like 2 seconds to get. She was like, Caleb, you need to keep your eye on your food. You're like falling behind or whatever. And I was like, I pulled it and there was like one sticker, and I swear it was like a cake pop that I literally just like grabbed and put in. I guess saying all of this out loud makes it seem really dramatic, but like if you know this girl and like you know the way that she's talking to people and like making faces and like pretending that she's like really cool and like really like on top of it, it's a little bit frustrating. My thing was more just the fact that like everybody else that worked that day, I swear not a single person got critiqued by her. There's one point where like I put the coffee on the wrong shelf. There's 2 shelves, and I put like one of the coffees on the wrong shelf, like completely by accident. I know where they're supposed to go. I was just like in a rush and I just like put it somewhere. And that girl like literally was like, you should know that this is not what we're supposed to be doing. Like this is not go there. Like you're gonna mess everything. And I literally was like, what is going on? I was like, it is like 9 a.m. For hours, it was just small things like that where it's like, you need to do better. You're not doing a good enough job. And like, honestly, from like the minute of you waking up and like getting ready and then going to work and then like consistently every 15 to 20 minutes getting called out for something that's like at the end of the day not a big deal, it was a little bit frustrating. But something that pushed me over the edge a little bit was the fact that I was on the register and some man comes up and he orders a drink that made no sense at all. He was like, okay, here's this drink. He was like, it's an iced coffee. And then he was like rambling on about this iced coffee. Like it has sugar-free syrup. It has this milk substituted, this other milk in there. It has like, it probably had like 5 or 6 different things in there. And then he was like, and then just a refill. And then I like stared for a second and I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I was like, that iced coffee was a refill. He said, no, I want this drink and then I just need a refill. And then I like sort of stopped for a second. I was like, oh, you mean like you were in here earlier and you got like another drink and you want a refill of that and then you're also getting that iced coffee. Am I crazy for thinking that that makes sense? Apparently, I freaking am. I guess I'm a little bit confused. I was like, unless you're asking for like this drink and then we pay for this drink and then you want me to ring it in again and then you get the refill discount, like we can do that. And like, he got very frustrated at me. People just don't respect me. And I literally from day one have been like, people have never respected me. And this is examples of it. And I finally like stand up for myself and like realize it. And it's been really great, y'all. But anyways, my manager comes over and instead of being like, hey, like what's going on? Or like me trying to like explain that I was confused and that he wasn't helping me. Cause I kept asking, I was like, I don't fully understand what you mean. Instead of like even engaging with me, the person who's been talking to this man for a minute or two, she comes over and starts like talking to the customer, and she's literally like, yeah, a lot of people that are new don't really understand some things, so like it's not your fault. Literally talking, like I'm still standing at the register and she like basically like, pushed me out of the way and was like, I'll get you your drink, like I'm so sorry about that, like we got you or whatever. Never tells me what I did wrong. I just said like, hey, I guess I didn't understand what he was ordering. And she was like, yeah, he wants the iced coffee and then in the same order wants to do a refill of that same coffee that he has not paid for and then put it in a Trenta cup. How was I supposed to know that? But it literally was just like this weird order, which like we are not even allowed to do. It's against the rules, but literally like, how was I supposed to know that? And he could have just said, hey, like I've done this before here. like I get this drink and then I get a refill of the same drink, and then if you could just put it in a Trenta cup, I could get that. I'd be like, oh, of course, yeah, that makes sense. If they've done it for you before, like, I don't care that it's against the rules, because, like, I don't care about small stuff like that. Literally what? And I literally just, like, walked away. I was like, I'm not freaking dealing with this. And so it was a lot of small things, and then it was just, like, awful. I remember early on in the morning, I just said, like, I don't want to be planted on the register. I hate being planted on the register. I lose my mind when I'm on the register because people just come in and we get a long line, and then you just have the same conversation over and over again. And I was, like, low-key losing it. There was one point where I was just standing there and I literally, like, this sounds so dramatic, but like after being constantly criticized and like not respected all day by like any customers, but also like my manager who like I had been so nice to, and I literally like wanted to be her friend because I felt bad because everyone was like hating her so bad. And then I just was sitting there at the register and I literally like, I swear, like, I had tears in my eyes and I literally was like, okay, like, what do you need? Like, I just felt so defeated. There wasn't anything traumatic for a while. It was all fine. I was just getting a little bit frustrated. And this woman and her family comes up and they order a bunch of food, a couple of drinks. This is what made me like get pushed over the edge and almost made me quit on the spot. This woman and a few other people came together. They ordered food and a drink, and then she had like a personal cup for us to put it in. From the day that I had started, because of COVID, we were not taking personal cups. What we did, we just made them in a regular plastic cup, and then we dumped it, and then like if they had whip, we'd put the whip on top of their personal cup. Nobody ever filled me in that we weren't doing this anymore. Our mask mandate had just came back, so I assumed that like we weren't gonna do stuff like that. And so I had just said like, hey, just so you know, like we're not actually doing that right now, but we can get you whatever. I had tried to do the cup discount, which takes like, I swear like 3 cents off the order. But I tried to do that and it did not work. I had never seen this happen before. I kept clicking the drink and clicking cup discount and it would be like not valid. And I kept clicking and I like probably for like 20 seconds in silence was like trying to figure out why it wasn't working. And I just said like, hey, just so you know, we're just gonna have to dump it at the end in your cup. For some reason it's not allowing. And like, honestly, this is one of the times where like, I just chose, like, I basically was just choosing my battles. I just, like, lied. I literally was just like, could I have called someone over and been like, hey, but nobody was around. It was me and one other girl on the floor who had, like, 10 drinks that she had to make. So I wasn't going to be like, can you come over here and help? I literally was just like, I doubt these people are going to make a big deal if, like, I low-key lie a little bit. But that's, like, it wasn't even a lie. It was more like, I was assuming that we weren't doing it anymore. Nobody had told me that we were not doing whatever anymore, so I was just like, it's fine. Basically just been like, hey, like, well, she'll just dump it at the end for you, blah, blah, blah. And then they're like, okay, awesome. They went over and I was just standing there. This was probably like a half hour before I was clocking out for the day when I was on the register for like the entire day. And then the girl finally got to their drinks and I'm standing there and this girl is like, said the one word I didn't want her to say, which was like, hey, just so you guys know, for next time, if you tell him up at the front that you have a personal cup, we can give you a discount. And then that woman was like, well, that kid just told us that we can't have that. Literally implying that like I was ripping them off and like on purpose. And so I was like literally hearing them talking, and and my coworker who like I thought I was friends with, and she was like new and I was getting to know her. Well, she wasn't new, she just had transferred. But she was like somebody that I thought I was getting to know, and she was someone that like I thought I was gonna be friends with. Literally was like, I don't know why he would do that. That's not what we do. Like, yeah, we can totally give it to you. And I literally like just walked into the back. I never do that where I just completely disregard if anyone's like, if there's food or like brewing or like something that I need to be doing, or if I need to take someone's order. I literally just like walked in the back and like stood back there for like a couple of minutes until I came back. And I wasn't mad that like I had made a mistake, because I made a mistake. It was more the thing where it's like, I tried, but it didn't let me, no matter what the frick I tried to do. And I was more just upset that this person that I thought was my friend didn't really like defend me or understand where I was coming from. And when I had come out from the back, she like walked over and she was like, hey, like, just so you know, this girl said that like you didn't give her the cup discount, which isn't a big deal, but she was like, just next time you should do it. And that's when I explained, I was like, oh my gosh, yeah. I was like, I was under the impression that maybe we weren't doing it anymore, because for like a couple minutes, I was like trying probably like 10 times and it wouldn't let me give the discount. So I was just a little bit confused. And like, honestly, I was like, I didn't have anyone to ask. So like, I just said that. And then this girl, she was like, let me see. And then she typed in the same drink and typed in, like, clicked cup discount, and it went through. And I, like, stood there for a second, I was like, wait, what? And it literally felt fake. Like after constantly being criticized and nobody respecting me all day and like low-key losing my mind, I was like, oh my God. I was like, I'm literally crazy. I was like, I'm losing my mind right now. And I was like trying to make sense of it. I was like, okay, but like when I did it, it literally just showed like a red like warning sign was like entry not valid. I was like, well, they did have food. I was like, I don't know if that means anything. She like added the food they had and literally typed in the exact same order. And then when she clicked it, it went through. And then like instead of just being like, that's really weird, she like looked at me like straight in my face. This girl who I like thought I was friends with was like, yeah, that's really weird. Like implying that like I was literally doing a bad job on purpose or like I was trying to rip these people off. At the end of the day, I know I made a mistake there and like I owned up to that, but literally it felt like, I hate saying this because I feel like I've said this too much and I feel like other people say it all the time and it's stupid, but like I felt gaslit. I literally was like, I'm crazy. I was like, maybe I did like not click the right button and then like I lied to this woman because I'm like awful and like I'm not trying that good, like I'm not trying that hard anymore. And so I went into the bathroom. I was like, I'm gonna just head to the bathroom really quick. It was like 10 minutes before I left. And I sat in there and I cried. I literally cried in there for like literally probably till the end of my shift. I had probably a dozen bad shifts in a row. It was just awful. Basically I made a drink and it was the first drink I made and then the lid wouldn't go on. And so I pressed a little too hard and the entire thing shot up in my face and my entire body and face and hair was soaked with like espresso and coffee. I cried in the back. And then I wiped my tears and then I went back and made more drinks. But it wasn't worth it and I'm happy I quit and I feel like I'm doing a lot better now that I've quit, but it was just not good. Okay, so I don't really have much plans for the day, but something that I do want to do is go for a quick little walk. By quick, I mean I might go like a mile or two. This is something that I've been doing recently while the weather is still nice because we're like in the midst of it getting extremely cold. And so I think it's like 50 degrees outside. It's like, I think a little bit windy and the sun isn't out, but so let's go. This campus is always dead. It's really boring. It's currently my birthday weekend, and I feel like at the beginning I showed all this alcohol, and I just want to say I am not an alcoholic. I only bought this alcohol because I aspire to have like a cute little bar thing and like make cute little cocktails for my family when I come home for Thanksgiving. And so like I bought like this, this was gifted to me, but I like got a little shaker and like little glasses and like little shot glasses, and I think it's gonna be like a fun hobby. Like I'm not gonna like get drunk, but like I did drink over the weekend, but like I'm not hungover or anything. But so I'm excited. It's like, it looks ugly because I have so much stuff like everywhere, but I like it. It's like really cute, I think, but I'm working on it, y'all. Okay, so now it's time to go through all of our discussion boards. There's only one comment, but they left a couple of different comments. They left a couple of different like statements. So I'm gonna talk about all of these and give updates on everything. So hopefully the other $10 patrons will start giving some discussion topics. But so all of these comments are left from one of our patrons, Shaira. I think that's how I say it. I hate when white people are like, I don't know how to say it, but like I'm pretty sure that's right, but I'm not sure. So let me know, girl, but I appreciate everything that you said about me being back and you're excited about that. I appreciate that a lot. Honestly, when I first like knew I was gonna come back, a big part of me was nervous that nobody would really care. And although like, I'll be honest, like the views have been like lower than they normally are, which it did phase me at first. It's phasing me less now, but like, I don't know. I think like I forget that there's so many people that have been like waiting, and I know there's people that I've subscribed to and they've disappeared for a long time, and then when they come back, even if I like them, I'm like, I don't really care. It just feels like old news. So I was nervous about that. But honestly, when I see like all of these like people saying stuff and being really sweet, like it's been really, really awesome. So I appreciate that a lot. So this person, which I'm not sure what your pronouns are, I am assuming that is a feminine name, so I might use she, her, but if that's not right, I'm sorry about that. But they said, fashion tips. Your sense of style really complements you and your vibe. How did you figure out your aesthetic? That's interesting to me. I think that's interesting. Also, this camera is like slowly falling. Oh my God. I think that's interesting to me because honestly, I've been making videos for a long time, and something weird about all of my videos is never once in a single video have I thought that I looked good. Seriously, I'm not kidding. I feel like there are days where it's like, when it's a day where I know I'm gonna film, for whatever reason, I feel like that day my skin is whack, or my hair is like not cooperating, or like my clothes don't look quite right. And I think part of that is maybe the fact that I'm not good at like angling my camera to like really make myself look good. And so I think that's part of it where I'm like, why do I look like that in this video? Like, I don't know if my camera's broke, but I swear in so many of my videos, my face literally looks like it's not symmetrical at all. And it low-key like is triggering to like have to sit and like look at videos of yourself for like hours and your face just does not look symmetrical. Like I'm looking right now and I'm like, my face looks pretty normal, but then like I'll watch back like a video on my other camera and I'm like, why is my chin like fully slanted this way and my eyes are like, I just don't know. I think it's because sometimes I like make my videos at an angle because I'm like looking at notes, but I don't know. As for fashion, I feel like I rarely ever wear like nice clothes in videos. I feel like for a long time it was like a joke that I wore like sweaters and stuff. But like now I just wear like, I feel like old looking sweaters. I feel like I don't really wear like much that is like more out there for myself. Like I have some outfits that I like a lot, but none that I've worn in videos. But definitely in the last year, I feel like my fashion's gotten better. And I think it's because for a long time in high school, I was very insecure about my body because I'm very skinny and very like tall and thin. And so for a long time, I like would wear like really big oversized clothes to like hide that. And I feel like I look stupid. But honestly, I would say recently now I'm getting more into fashion. I'm getting more into like expressing myself in that way. I've been wearing like different types of shoes. For a long time, I just wore Converse or like Sperry's or like boots in the winter. But now I have like these fancy shoes, which I like. I've got like some white high tops that I wear. I like white shoes a lot, and they're kind of basic, but they go with a lot of things that I wear. I would say right now, my fashion is giving very like 70s, 80s vintage thrifted. I know I'm saying that while I'm wearing this, but like my fashion during like the weekend or like when I'm lounging is very different than like when I'm away or like out doing stuff, because I'm the type of person now where I feel like your closet is like a living organism where you need to like take things out and like put new things in and like try new things all the time. And so something new I've been into is like trying things that I would never like think would be something that I would wear, or like something that a lot of times I just have a feeling when it comes to clothes. Something that I've been doing recently is shopping like on women's sections of some websites, because I think that those fit me better, honestly, which is like weird to say. I think it's because I have like a tall, thin frame, so like it fits more, maybe I have a more feminine fit, because like stuff that is more like in the men's section normally fits me very strangely, or is like way bigger than I think it's gonna be. So I'll show you some examples. Actually, I think it's all dirty, but something that I just recently bought, which is like one of my new favorite things, is this like cardigan sweater thingy, which you'll probably see in a video soon because it's very like Thanksgiving looking, so I want to wear this soon. Other things that I've recently bought, I bought this giant oversized like red denim jacket. That's something, I haven't worn it yet, but I'm figuring it out, y'all. But then there's this thing that I just recently got. I feel like they all look bad because they're all like in the dark. Does that look better? This is actually dirty, but this is something that I got online a while ago, and I wore it for my birthday because I was like, I always try to serve for my birthday, but I was like, this is the serve. It's this like white, it's so wrinkled, but it's like this like yellow and white and like blue striped like shirt. I like this a lot because I don't really wear yellow bright colors like this, but it made me look like not like I was dying, so that was good. And then there's this jacket, which I've been wearing. This was thrifted. I would say for me, my fashion is still getting there because I'm starting to get my vibe a little bit more. When it comes to finding aesthetic, I think like making Pinterest boards of like clothes that you like, or like if you find like models that are wearing things that are similar to things that you have or things that you'd want to wear, they're all things that you can refer to, but that's my thoughts about all that. They said that, I don't know where you are in the Maze Runner video, but the dark atmosphere plus the warm lighting in the back, this place is cozy as heck. Is this your new place? Tour? Yes, this is my apartment. I thought about making a full tour video, but I might just like walk around and like show you it like for real. Okay, so this is like the door to get in. And then I have bathroom, which my bathroom is clean. This is the bathroom. I hang out here and like wash my face and stuff. And then here I have like, it looks really messy. And part of the reason why it looks messy is because I literally just, for my birthday, was gifted like tons of like drinks and stuff. So literally it's just like, it looks very messy. I promise it's not always like this. Then we have this. That's like the other side that you've never seen. This is where my video was filmed. So like for reference, I was sitting like here. So this is the background. And then like here I have like my planties. I have lots of planties. They're all real. I don't like fake, well I have like 2 fake ones, but I have all real ones, mostly. I know in my last vlog I did for a Patreon video, I was starting a record collection. I had like 3 or 4 and I like was so excited. I've since graduated to this Audio-Technica like fancy speaker. I don't have I literally got this yesterday for my birthday, which I was really, really excited about, but I don't have any speakers for them, so I have to like try to get them online. This fancy shelf, and these are all my records. You can look through if you want, but I don't think anybody cares. It's very cozy. It's very like vintage looking. Right now I have a lot of like Halloween decorations. Can you see the webs? There's like webs around. But right now we're decorated for Halloween, which I'm gonna take down probably tomorrow because it's November tomorrow. This is the vibe. It's very cozy. It's very like chill, like you sit and it's all just like, I like it a lot. I love these lights. I've always loved those types of lights. I've had them in my room for like forever. I love my hangy plant. He's very cute. I hate all of this. I hate all of that. I hate it. I've never had alcohol. I don't know where to put the alcohol. I've been thinking about putting it on the fridge. I just want to out of sight, out of mind. But like, I don't know where else to put it. And it looks kind of cute, like all here together. But like, it looks like a mess. As for my room is a similar aesthetic, just very calm. I have like this, I want to add more pictures here, like up and around. That was my goal, but then I just never got around to doing that. But then I have all these pictures up here, my desk. I have these things. I have a tree here. And then I have like more books. And I have more books here. And then they asked, I've been meaning to ask this for a while, but does Wally, my dog, go by Walty now? And how is the good boy? Wally's name is Walter. He is called Wally. That is like the name that everybody calls him, and that's just what he's referred to as by everybody. He's very sweet. But his name at the end of the day is Walter. So sometimes I spice it up and say Walty is a good boy. But I mostly call him Walty, honestly, now. I think it's because I'm away from home, so I just like call him his like own little name. He's doing well, and I appreciate you for asking, but his name is Wally. But you can refer to him as Walty. I think Walty is just funner to say. But that is all that they asked, and I appreciated all of those a lot. They were some great questions. I thought that they were all very... I just liked to talk. I feel like I talked for a long time, so I appreciate that. Something I did want to show you is my new tattoo that I got like 3 weeks ago now, 2-3 weeks ago. I put it on my Twitter, but I posted a picture of it when it was like freshly done, so it was like bloody and gross. But I'll show you it like for real now. This is it. It's a cicada. I love him very much. I know that everyone hates the cicadas, but I'm a little bit sad because literally I thought you'd be able to see some of it with my short sleeves. No, none of it. And I've had this tattoo for literally like 2 or 3 years, and I got this touched up while I was there too, so it looks like a lot better. Literally since the day I got this tattoo, I was like, the lines look really chunky, and nobody ever, my entire life, 2 or 3 years of having this, I got this in 2018, everybody always was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I think it looks great. Like, it's not chunky. I don't even know what you mean by that. The minute I went into that tattoo place, I was like, also, I don't know if I'm just crazy, but the lines on this are chunky. Can you fix this? And he validated me so hard. He was like, oh yeah, these are like, this is really poorly done. My lines are like kind of chunky, so I can fix it. I thought I was crazy, y'all. Thank you guys so much for pledging. I will be here next month. I will be posting content. Oh, I should tell you what video I'm working on. I used to do that all the time, but I haven't been working on any videos. Right now, I am reading a book for a video. I want to do a book review styled video in the way that like only I want to do a video where I read a bad boy book, okay, because it's been so long, and honestly, those are my favorite videos to make. The videos with like the jingles and the transitions and all of that, I think those are the videos on my channel that I'm proudest of. So I was looking for a good addition to those, and I decided that I would read The Billionaire Bachelor by my favorite author of all time, Jessica Lemon. I've been reading it slowly. It's just hard when I have like readings for class, but also like class that I have to go to, so I can't really devote like hours to read these. I'm on page 90. I'm getting there, y'all. I'm getting there, and like the last like chunk of this is all like extras, so like I'm like pretty far into it. I'm like gonna probably finish in like a week or so, but I'm hoping to finish that soon. And then I don't want to say what it is. I'm sure you could assume, honestly. I don't know if you remember, but back in the day, like a year or two ago, when I posted my Bad Boy for Christmas video, I remember for some reason I wanted to make that a secret because I just loved the idea of people waking up on Christmas or like Christmas Eve and then like seeing a Christmas video that they weren't expecting. Not Christmas related, but there is a video that I'm working on in a book that I read, and it is related to an upcoming holiday that is not Halloween. So yes, you can expect this, you can expect the other secret one, and then there's another one that I'm working on, but I'm in a predicament of how I want to go about filming and making that video, so I'm gonna have to figure all of that out before. That's what to expect this month. I love you all so much. I've missed you all so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.